Hey yogis, welcome to day 13 of our 21-day Yin Yoga challenge. And today we are going to delve into the art of allowing. So coming into a seated position, we'll take that all-important moment before we begin to arrive. So sitting tall, closing the eyes. And just picking the breath up to the very, very top. So deep breath in, all the way up for that lovely stretch out at the top. And then out through the nose, all the way down. Take a couple more of those deep breaths. A deeper breath is calming, but it's revitalizing as well. Breathing in and out through the nose, but relaxed now. Belly is relaxed, breath is allowed to drop down into the belly. Face and shoulders are soft. And just allowing yourself to arrive. So becoming aware of the moment, the feeling of the body, the feeling of the breath. So all those little sensations, the palms resting into the knees or the thighs, and the warmth of the hands against the legs. The clothes gently moving against your skin as you breathe. The floor beneath you. The breath moving through the nose. So really just landing your attention in this moment. What's here and now. Arrive a little more. Notice a little more. And this is effortless. So deep breath in again. Out through the nose. Opening the eyes straight into half butterfly. I'm going to stay seated on my cushion today, and I'll show you this posture from the side. You can sit up onto the very edge of a cushion for any forward fold. If you feel like you're kind of rocked backwards and you're trying to pull your way in, then sitting to the edge just rocks your hips forwards. So taking the right foot in and the knee out to the side. As you guys know by now, you can have a cushion under here. You could have a block or a cushion under here. And the more you bend this leg, the more gentle it will become in the posture for you. So sitting up tall, leaning part way there. When you feel like your spine wants to start to round, then you let that happen. So finding a relaxing position for the arms. Softening your neck, letting your head fall forwards. You can always place a cushion or block in front of you to rest your head into, or stack a couple of different things in front of you. Breathe through your nose and arrive a little more. Notice the feeling of this new shape that your body's in. The new areas of contact. The areas that feel warm or cool air against the skin. The air moving through the nose. Today we're working on allowing the moment to be as it is. So rather than fighting with or resisting anything that comes up, as we soften the body and soften the mind, we soften our attitude and energy so that we sink into this space, this mood, if you like, of allowing. So just be aware as you move through today if any kind of resistance, tension builds up inside. Allowing really means to just say yes, wholly and completely say yes to something. To say to whatever is coming up in your experience, you are welcome. You are allowed. So coming back up slowly, and we're going to give a little stretch to the hip now. So you can take this knee in, take the leg straight out in front of you. You're going to sit up onto a block or a cushion, and we're going to take this leg that was previously knee out to the side. We now take the foot behind, and we give a little stretch to the top of the thigh. If this is feeling very gentle, you can take the block away, and from here we can either just stay where we are if that's enough, if that's just working a stretch through the thigh, or we can start to work backwards. Okay, so by all means take that block away if it's all starting to get a little bit too gentle and you want a little bit more. Soften your shoulders, your face. And make sure we're not getting anything so strong that the knee is aching, so you can by all means come back up. And if you're deepening this, you're just walking your hands back. You can have your fingertips facing any direction. You can walk back as far as you need to. Find that gentle edge. For some of you, that may mean coming all the way back, or even laying flat if you're very open in this area. And just breathe here. Just let the moment be as it is. Some people mistake this lesson for passivity. Like we're saying, just let everything be as it is. Don't ever try to change anything. Don't ever stand up for yourself or get anything done. But it's not taking it that far. Everything needs a balance to it. So there is time to fight against, to resist what might be happening in your moment. But the problem is when we're in that too much, when we're moving through our day and we're resisting every little fluctuation that comes our way. Things that we can't change. Things that we don't even really need to change. We're fighting against all day long. The weather, our lack of time. Someone around us being in a mood that we don't want them to be in. Whatever it may be, there's certainly a time to act and change, but there's also a time to allow. So can you just let it be? Whatever comes up, there's nothing that can come up in this practice or any practice that is wrong. It's all meant to be there. Can we let it be? Can we let it unfold? Can we give up our fight and our resistance? And just relax a little. Okay, so coming back up from where you are, taking your leg, so lean to the left, take that leg back around and straighten the legs out in front of you. So this leg's going to get a little bit of a rest now as we come into half butterfly on the other side. So left foot comes in, knee comes out to the side, sole of the foot into the thigh. And we're going to support the body if we need to. You know how now, blocks under either leg or block in front of you or cushion in front of you to support the head. Sitting up tall, leaning forwards and then relaxing down into your version of this half butterfly. Breathing through the nose, so still arriving, tuning in, being here. But just allowing each moment, saying yes to each moment. And as we breathe out and let go, we soften away from any resisting, any fighting with, any battle that we get into. There isn't anything that can arise in this moment that wasn't meant to be here. There isn't anything that's wrong. So when we stop fighting with life, it allows us to flow with it. And that doesn't mean that we don't activate change or say no or make things happen. But it does mean that we're no longer in this constant, perpetual fight with what is. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, we let it be. Coming up slowly, slowly. Bringing the knee back to center. Sitting up onto your block or cushion if you was on the other side. And this time we take that left leg behind. You might feel differently. You might also feel like you want a little bit of support under this side. Sometimes it just kind of locks that joint out and can be a little bit much. So a cushion, roll blanket, something under here for just a little bit of support. So really tuning into the needs and wants of everything that we're reaching. Maybe you stay seated, maybe you start to lean back. So your posture, your version. Breathing through the nose and putting down the fight. Nothing to fight with right now. Nothing you need to resist or stop. Nothing you need to change or control. Bring that energy in at times when you need it, but don't stay in it constantly. So find your way to allowing, to a softness. Breathing out, letting go. Letting go of the tension in the body. Letting go of the fight. And letting things be. You wander off in your mind, just have that commitment to return back to the moment, back to the here and now, back to this practice of allowing. So walking back up, sit to the sides, gently, slowly bring that leg back around and just give the toes a little point and flex or a little wriggle from side to side. We're going to come into a posture now that isn't for everyone. So if it's too strong for your knees or your ankles, please do, or your lower back, please do just come into a Sphinx posture, and I'll show that on the screen as an alternative when we get into it. So we're coming from a kneeling position. Again, you can sit up onto a block here. So both legs are behind you. You can have a block or a cushion to sit up onto. It's just an option. And same thing, but this time both legs. So we're going to come back onto our hands and we're going to lift the chest up. So there's activity here. So you can see I'm lifting up and arching my back. So the next stage is to possibly come down onto forearms. You could drop the head back. You could also give some support to your head with a block or with a cushion. And your forearms could be resting into a block or a cushion now, so you don't have to go all the way down to the floor with the arms. The final stage, some of you will be comfortable coming all the way back. So you can let your knees part. If you feel that your knees are coming up off the floor and you're rocking backwards, maybe we're not quite there, so maybe we want to stay in this position, or maybe we want to be back onto forearms. And if any of this, because this is just reaching so much of the body, it's one of the more challenging yin postures, I would say. So if anything's screaming, it's not feeling right, you're just not feeling safe in the posture, lay onto your belly and come into Sphinx instead. So just keep breathing, softening. So one option you may want to play around with if you're in the alternative posture and you're in Sphinx, instead of having the legs flat on the floor, you can place a cushion under the knees just to lift the legs a little, and you can have your legs bent. You could even have a wall behind you so your feet can rest into that wall. Deepens the back bend and it just starts to stretch through the fronts of the thighs. Just an option. So if at any point these postures stop feeling good, that's your time to act. So that's when that yang energy of action is needed. We don't stay passive and allow the body to feel something that's not feeling safe. So you can take rest, you can take the alternative. Whatever posture you're in, slowly let your body find softness. It may take longer if it's a more challenging posture, and there may be a reason for that, rightly so. The body will let go slowly, intelligently, so don't force it, just soften where you can. Okay, so tucking the chin back towards the chest, placing the hands into the floor, coming up very slowly. Maybe you feel like 100 years old on the way out of that, which is normal. Sometimes you do feel very fragile coming out of a yin posture. Walk your hands out in front of you and just take a moment in child's pose. You can also lay onto your back and hug your knees in towards your chest if you need to take the pressure away from the knees. Breathe through your nose and just be here for a moment. Soften tension from the body. Breathe a little deeper down into your belly. Walk those hands back in. Seated, close the eyes for a moment, or just keep the gaze low. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Bringing the hands together at heart center. Lower the head to the fingertips. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. So tomorrow we are going to dive into this subject of allowing, but specifically around our emotions. As we move through our day, our emotions will absolutely fluctuate. We're going to get a handful of good stuff, a handful of bad stuff. Some days that balance is different, but it's important that we learn to allow for both. Otherwise we do end up in this state of just like a constant resistance, trying to control something that we can't control. And there is a lot of strength and resilience found in actually allowing our emotions to be there. So I'm going to start to dive into that with you tomorrow, and on the channel there is a full-length practice to help you with that. Other than that, yogis, have a lovely day or lovely evening, and I look forward to having you here with me tomorrow.